Right. Let's journey back to Middle-earth. So we last left off. And actually remove that map. Well, you're on the area door map with... So we have... Jump around a bit on the maps for a bit. Oh, we never moved that. I'll put one fellowship map out there. Oh, I know where we were at. We were on the Wilderland map. Yes. Well, you know what? On the Wilderland map, it shows that you guys actually made it back to Rivendell, but I don't recall it.
I may or
think
may
we
not.
did, honestly. I mean, we were close. We weren't that far away
No.
when we encountered the trolls.
No, you weren't far away at all. But that's fine. I actually wanted to start with Bane and Herobrand because I am determined. And I think I'll start with them, and then when I jump back to the rest of you, even if we did it before, we'll redo the re-entry into Imladris. Now, Bane and Herobrand, along with your entourage of a small army, if you want to call it an army.
Roadies.
Roadies, there it is. You had just been jumped, and quite a few of the enemy, Orc and Goblin. You were on your way towards the High Pass. And you had learned from Beorn that Orc and Goblin raids had increased of late, and that there was a new Goblin King. You also or was informed, that Beorn had increased the patrols of his people to help keep the lands and the roads safe. But that didn't stop you getting raided. You can't be everywhere at all times. And you've been headed up into the foothills of the Misty Mountains. And the temperature has been getting cooler, as you would expect. Now, navigating through, to get to the other side of these mountains, I'm going to do a total of 3 travel rules. So 3 legs of like a journey phase of the rules. And we'll see what that decides.
Oh.
So, the travel master is Bane. And so, a straight up travel roll. This is just to navigate. And then the other 2 will be to see if there's any dangers incurred along the way.
Keep us on the road, Master Dwarf.
A great success. All
Start
right.
trudging through snow halfway to my waist.
Okay. And I forgot to open up my screens tab.
Never doubt the dwarf in the mountains. With some good stone. 80 feet.
Okay,
She'll keep
now.
that in mind.
Oh, sorry. Now, because we don't have the full fellowship, all the different roles are not necessarily covered.
unless we count our 10 NPCs.
Yes, so this is the something I neglected to keep in mind here. So normally we have Hairbrand as hunter.
Mm-hmm.
There's no special thing to select for travel, right? It just makes it go quicker, I think.
That has to do with how far you go before I roll to see if there's a problem.
Gotcha.
And there is a problem with the scout. We don't have a scout designated. And that's an
Is that a word?
explorer role. So,
Yeah.
Explore. Okay.
so to be honest, I would prefer it to be
Oh,
a PC, really, if we can. But
Do you,
I have three in
well,
it.
that's better than me.
Let us attempt it.
although normally doing two rolls, like doing two, I don't mean dice rolls, but two rolls within a fellowship is limited to rangers and wanderer's new ability. But in this case, we will forego that limitation.
Yeah, unless you know one of the NPCs has like 3 dice like I do, just for the sake of me rolling somewhere. But I shall. Unless you wish.
No, go ahead. Oh, success. Good.
Good.
Bane knows his worth in the travel well in the journey. Those are his 2 rolls.
Yeah. All right. Both of you, just for this leg of the journey. So you need to add 2 fatigue points. What nearly happened is finding the right path.
By the way, did we get a rest after this ambush? I'm assuming we did.
Yeah, I think we may have decided that we were going to take care of that at the beginning of this session, and I neglected to. So let's go. It would have been a short rest. Let me get the term right. It was a D&D term. Yeah, short rest.
Okay.
Let's see. So hope points do we get, or?
No, we did that at the end of last session. We just didn't do the rest part of it.
Rest. Yeah, because when I put a short rest, it asks me that question.
Yeah.
So
Jacob keeps reminding me every time to let the coding work with gaining back the hope points, and I always forget. Someday.
So what do I do with my fatigue then?
It's still 2.
Yeah, you still add 2 fatigue, and that's right near your.
Right, but what did we get back from? Did we get anything back from resting?
No, you get endurance.
You just get endurance back. Yeah, fatigue you can only get rid of when you're in a place of, well, not on the road.
Fatigue, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which does add to your load, which does add to what.
I'm on a horse, so it doesn't matter so much.
You're weary? Oh no. Well,
yeah.
Hit short rest.
I'm on the horse.
Yeah. Well, when you get to your destination, we roll to see if you can remove fatigue, and having a horse remove.
And then endurance. Do I gained endurance by resting?
Yeah, hit the short rest.
It should have done it.
Well, when I hit short rest, it asks about the.
And then just ignore it, and then just hit roll or rest. Don't change any numbers.
Okay, it asks how many I should. It doesn't ask. It says recover or cancel. I guess recover 0. Okay, recover 0. Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
We actually might recover 1 hope though, based on us being companions.
Oh, did
I keep forgetting. Fellowship focus is very useful.
It is useful. Yes. Well, then go ahead and do that.
and will take all the hope he can get. He does not have a wide capacity to begin with.
There's always hope.
All right.
Did you get hit in that last fight? You're still weary?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. I got. Am I still worried? I got
You got
20 out of 26 endurance. It doesn't say where. I don't.
Your load is 20.
Yeah.
It says you should be weary, so you can alt-click the wearied box there. Oh, we don't tick it because, well, you can tick it for now because your sword allows you to fight
Mm-hmm.
without that. But anything else other than fighting, then you're very
Is
weary.
your load so close that the fatigue puts you over
Well,
automatically?
Yep.
weary, if I try to click on the weary box,
You have to hit alt click.
Oh, I'll click.
There's also those macros.
Gotcha.
I introduced you guys to a session or two ago.
Oh,
You
I
can
see.
just-
Yeah.
But you have to have a token out on the board, which you don't.
Okay. Well, I'm on a horse anyway, so it doesn't. I'm not that weary.
Slowing over your horse.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
slumped over.
Formula One horse.
Yeah.
Horse carry all my gear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the trail was a bit obscured, but your advanced exploring ability, you were able to find it again. So, now you are up into the foothills, or up into what is the Misty Mountains. So we need to do 2 travel rolls to get through this. And if successful, you'll be on the other side and coming down into the valley.
What?
One at a time.
No, it's cool. Great singing as we go. There's travel, yeah.
Wow. Oh no! And an Eye of Sauron too.
Well, I get favored, so I got a 2. That's what put me down.
Oh damn, that's right.
Ugh.
But yeah, oh dear. Okay. Let's see
Pete
what
roll really
happens.
killed me.
I fear these mountains themselves are against us.
Aha.
An evil intelligence runs this place.
Snow has not quite melted yet.
Yes. Herobrand, I need you to make a hunting roll. Oh, lucky you. So, whilst scrounging for food and hunting whatever you could find, and this is before you've gotten to the peaks, because you're not going to find anything up there, you managed to discover a bit of a shortcut. And instead of a mishap, you've actually helped your party. And you've reduced the length of the journey by 1 day.
Oh, good. Master Dwarf, what do you think of this way?
That's better. There's less snow. Plus, who knows? You might find a bird up at the peaks. Find some eggs.
Little bird told me to come this way.
All right, and let's have one more travel roll.
Dice don't fail.
There's a
do they?
Gandalf.
That was a jeez. That was a Gandalf and an Eye of Sauron roll. It really wants me to get an Eye of Sauron.
Sure
but favored
does,
roll.
man. It is not. It's maligned against you. Uh-oh.
That was a barely roll dice roll, loaded dice roll that. But I'm glad I got the automatic success.
Let's see. Another roll that's not fulfilled. All right. I excuse me. I need awareness rolls.
From everyone?
Both of you, yes, please.
Good luck with this.
Mm-hmm.
May or Rome favor me. But he did not.
No. I mean, you rolled as high as you could on one of the dice. You also rolled as low as you can on one of the dice.
And an Eye of
Well.
Sauron.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how this goes. Ha!
All right, but all right. So this is what happens. I said I'd let the dice decide.
TPK.
No.
Bane sees what's coming through the snow.
It does.
Or
Just before Bane notices, Hairbrand, you get this feeling of dread that comes over you. The presence of the enemy.
Uh-oh.
And Bane, you're just in time to notice an impending attack. And I didn't get this map set up in advance, so give me just a moment. Because the dice roll decides. But it won't take
Our
long.
eye awareness is pretty high.
It is.
we've done a lot.
Does that reset only during Yule or
Yeah.
when it hits threshold? I can't remember.
It resets it. You'll...
Yeah.
Well, if you take some downtime for... I can't remember if it does at a regular fellowship phase off the top of my head, but it does at Yule.
I forget.
I forget. I don't think it goes all the way down either. It goes down
But
to
part of your problem is
Alright.
you've all got magic weapons, and that attracts the enemy, so it's increased your starting threshold. Callum, what that is, that you saw that in the chat, this is just the enemy's awareness of you. And I think I explained this to you already before, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. But it's... you're attracting attention.
Mhm. Well, since we've already attracted attention, and I know this, you said I got a premonition, or I have. Am I going?
Yeah, you felt it, and even though you got your roll, I forgot to tell you guys this part, Jacob. You just noticed it, but the feeling of dread is still there, and so
well, Bane notifies you guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
But you both take a shadow point.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, not both of you, just Hairbrand.
So, if I know this, I'm gonna blow my horn to rally the troops.
Oh no!
No?
Bane holds the horn in the middle of the mountains with bunches of snow.
Oh yeah. So what? Maybe it'll fall on the enemy.
Or us.
Well, it depends on. I wasn't picturing we were that close to like the cliff. I wasn't picturing we were going over Caradras, like that kind of thing.
No, I didn't think we were either. But either way,
I started just trudging through a snow, a pile of snow, or foot high snow, and just trudging.
I imagine snow is still all around us, and Bane is not that tall. He's already trudging through his weights.
Aren't you on your pony?
Maybe, but he carries most of my heavy burden.
Yeah, that's why I offloaded my bow onto the side of the pony, and now I shouldn't be weary anymore, right? So
To be fair, I don't really take that much weariness for my weapons and armor. I kind of keep going through that. But I like my little pony to be nice and happy. So
Because if my endurance is over my load, I'm not weary, right? Okay, so
yeah.
Right. But for a battle, you can
yeah.
you can
Well, I was
undo
going to
the
be unweary
weariness.
anyway because I was going to. I'm not carrying my bow right on my back. It's like in a little sling. It's on a case on the horse. So
Okay, I am going to do battle differently for these because I didn't do it last time. Because I rolled for every single NPC. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have group them up like I've done before. Door here.
So eye awareness, it's every fellowship phase, but it resets to your group's starting score, which is 3 if you have 1 or more high elves, 1 for every magic item, and 1 for every player with valor of 4 or more, which is like all of us.
No,
Nope, I only had 3.
No, we haven't exceeded that much valor yet.
yeah, no one's got more than 3,
Oh, that's nice then.
but soon.
We have lots of magical items, though.
yeah,
Yes,
I got
you
a couple
do.
of magical items. Yeah.
Some of you have 2, or one of you does.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Then humans. Sorry, of your traveling companions. Let's see.
Oh, it's 1 for every dwarf, 1 for every ranger, and 1 for every, or 2 for every ranger, and 3 for every high elf.
But I think you have to take the highest one, not all of those. Like if you only had dwarves, you would start with a 1, and then per
Oh, I
magic
see,
item.
'cause, yeah, it says only hobbits or men is 0. Okay, that makes more sense.
Woodman. Sorry. Again, another bad GM thing. Were the Bjornings with you, or are they coming later?
You said they were not with us, but like scouting. So I didn't know if that meant they were nearby, but watching us, or they were scouting somewhere differently. That was not really determined. We haven't physically met them. Well, we might have physically met them when we left, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
They were going to join later. That's what it was. I remember now. Sorry. All right. Have I got all the ones out on the map then? 1, 2, 10. 10 is the party that's traveling across. Okay. All right. Won't be too mean though to you. Oh, and Harebrand, I need you to make a shadow test, which is a valor roll. If you just click the word valor, you can actually remove that shadow point if you succeed.
Okay, where's Valor? Okay. Oh.
How far off were you? 3 points
3.
off.
3.
Ah,
I'm shaking a bit. Don't like this. Ill wind in this pass.
okay. Also, fortunately, I added a new module to this that makes the targeting for a GM much quicker. That always slows me down in a combat. After the last session, I gotta fix that somehow. All right. So we'll see what happens. Let me put you all on a combat tracker. You are in. So I'm going to say, and since you failed your shadow test, Harabrand, that for the first round of volley, you are unable to act.
Okay.
You're just overcome with this
Oh,
dread.
shaken. Yeah, kind of shaken.
Shaken. You're in the realm of the new Goblin King. Well, not in the realm, but you're in the area.
Yeah, I kind of got to compose myself for a second.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Bane picks up on it. I didn't say it before, but I will let you go ahead and blow your horn, so that's all right. But which I keep forgetting that I have the ability to do that. That may not be the one. It's a bit loud and big one. Maybe it's more of this one. There we go. Harabrand's horn. All right. So what I will do for the NPCs... Where's my music gone? All right, for the NPCs, I will let them be in groups, so the woodmen will act as one, but they'll gain a +2 since there's 2 of them. And the elves will act as one, but they'll gain a +3 since there's 4 of them. Hogar, I will let be independent. Just because. It's Hogar.
Hogar's special.
He's special. There's a duration of time you're with the party before it becomes... You get privileges. Okay. So, Bane, you're the only player who can act in this first opening volley. So I will let you make a decision. Did I remember to set the range properly in this? I did. So I think you're in your range for your axe.
I am. I have a way better shot if I just take a step forward, which I think I can. The optimal range of my axe is like 7.
Oh,
so
yes. You can take a step easily. That's allowed in the rules.
Yeah, there we go. Alright. Target. Draws my throwing axe. See, I want this to start off really well, but we'll see if I need to. Aha!
Oh, yes. Sure. 3. Okay. Great success.
Draws his axe. Leans forward and tosses up the cliffside.
And oh. Single hit, right? Or you describe, where do you hit him?
Bane throws upwards and it hits him right in the upper chest. And I don't know what this orc was wielding, but regardless, he tumbles down the rock cliff. And Bane goes,
go ahead.
An ambush! Draws his big axe.
He was carrying a scimitar and he does tumble down the rocks. And then when he hits this snowy bank here, slides. I wish I could make a blood streak, but I can't. Hits this rocky outcropping, banks around and down out of sight. All right. Go ahead.
Treating me axe process.
Oh no, yeah. Well, he hasn't fallen off the cliff or anything, so he's still in range to go and collect your axe. All right. So I'm going to make awareness rolls for the woodmen, or 1 roll, and 1 for the elves, to see if they would suffer the same fate that Harabrand did. And I'll do it from Laskalin. I'll let him do a +1. just because he's got. Oops, that's a private roll. Why did I do that? There you go. Oh yes, let me make this map is not visible to the recording. There we go. Alright. Ooh, the elves. Well, that's not good. Your archer is unable to act this round.
Ooh.
And the woodman. Let's do Theodemir. Success. They can go. All right. And oh yes, my new module works. So the three woodmen are targeting the orcs up on the hill. Actually, going to target a goblin instead. And with his bow. And gain a +2. Piercing blow. And a great success. And the goblin archer. It's one shot. Oops, wrong guy. I just killed Theodemir.
He really wants to keep hitting himself with his bow.
He sure does. He shot himself in the face with his bow.
That happened last time too.
Yeah, it did. And he slides down right in front of Herobrand's feet. While you're still like in a, oh my god, what's going on? Sort of mode. And so
He stopped by
sorry?
it looks like he stopped by the tree.
Oh yeah, stop by the tree, yes. So Hogar, he's not going to throw his axe because that's the only axe he's got, but he does have a dagger. Dagger's range.
I know what Bane needs to give Hogar for Yule.
Weapon range. There we go. I haven't put a dagger in there. How have I not done that? Well, I'm going to make it the same as an axe for this purpose. So get that one. All right. Hogar. Here we go. Oh, piercing blow. He's not taking any chances here. Another one shot.
He couldn't be shown up by Bane.
No. That's one for me. And he comes sliding down. It's the big orc blood slide is what it is. Alright. Enemy gets a go. Alright, so let's start off with Hogar getting targeted by the goblin. Fail. And Bane will be targeted by the other goblin. Oh, there's a hit. Play damages and said you should be weary.
I didn't heal fully. It was a short rest, so.
Um, there you go, made you weary. Okay, and then the orcs don't. Well, I do have some spears. So the orc on the hill. Way at the top is going to target Baronel the Bright One. Throw his spear. And that's going to be a fail. And they've already gone. Let's see. Theo Demir is going to be attacked. Ah. What's the range there? I don't think he can get it very well. It's going to be long range, so he's going to have a negative, but he's still going to throw it because he's a stupid orc. Single die roll. And that's a fail, and he's out of spear, and still long range for him. He's gonna fail, and the last one, I believe he's out of range full stop. Nope, he can still attack, but he's got just as bad of a chance of hitting than the rest did. No. Okay, we now go into... Oops, forgot to do that. Now we go begin combat where you can change your stance, and Hairbrand, you can make an action now.
I have a question. How tall is that ridge?
That ridge is about, it's about 15 feet up over the top of you. At least the parts, let me indicate. Like up here, slopes down a little bit here, and it's a little bit lower there.
Like right there. Well, like what would it be? From, if I could get like here.
Oh, you could easily get to that, because that's like a stepping stone up. And then if you wanted to go on up, you can follow this route, or there's a little pass here as well.
So here's what I wanted to do: is spur my horse and get up there, and then leap off the horse and try and leap to the top.
Yep.
Could I do that with an athletics roll or something?
Definitely.
Let's try that. And then, I'll be up there. Come on. Am I not moving? Anyway. Come on. Select myself. And, yeah, I'll be... I assume I'll be in, yeah.
Oh, yeah, change your stances, by the way.
Yeah, I gotta be in... I always forget. Would I have to toggle it?
Yeah, right-click on your token.
Right click. I'm having... Okay. Why is this not working? Right click. Alright.
I can select it for you if you wish.
Yeah, do it for me, please.
There you go.
He might be covered by your friend there.
And then I'm just gonna get over there and try and jump up. And will that be my whole action then?
Let's see.
Or can I attack?
Well, the horse is going to make the distance not the same as your limitation, because the horse moves a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Let's see. What range we got here? Oh, I bet I know why you couldn't right-click. No, that doesn't make any sense. Never mind. Ignore me. 7 meters up to there. You can move twice your strength in meters. Your strength is a 6. So you can move twice your strength in meters and still attack. And this is without being on a horse. Though you do have vertical distance to cover. So I would say with the horse, that's only like 7 meters up to there, I would say that you'd be able to go ahead and attack.
Okay.
provided you make your athletics roll. If
Can
not,
drag,
this could be quite comical.
Yeah, so, okay, so let me just make my, I don't know why, I'm trying to click and drag and it won't let me do it either, but I don't know what the deal is.
Are
so-
you still in measurement mode?
I don't know.
It's on the left-hand column. If you...
No, I wasn't. I was... Shit.
I am.
Well, let me make my roll. Let me make...
I'll
yeah, I
move
don't
you
know.
on up.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
And that'll be just a straight-up athletics roll.
Yeah, okay. Let's try it. I don't know either, Jay. Athletics. Okay, here we go. Let's be lucky. Let me be lucky for a change here.
Oh,
lucky.
no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right, I fall down.
Yep, I'm going to have you slide down to here.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh,
Every time I try to jump.
You,
All right.
you're not that bad at athletics, but today in the snow...
Yeah.
Actually, I probably should have given you a negative anyway because of the
Yeah.
snow. But,
Every time I try these athletics, I like trip or something. All right. So I guess is that my move, or do I? Can I crawl up there and then that'll be my move?
Yeah, yes, because then that takes up your whole turn. Then there you go.
Okay.
Bane yells, Herobrine, and rushes forward, and then it's going to attack this orc.
I skinned my knee. It hurts like the Dickens. Oh, it burns.
Alrighty. Yeah, why not? When did they ambush us, by the way?
When you just passed the peak and on your beginning to be on your way down the other side.
I need to know if I'm inspired or not due to my thing.
Oh, you mean when it's in time of day?
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't specify that to you. I was gonna have it be it's in the middle of the day.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, imagine we're moving at
It's
night.
alright. I just needed to double check before I rolled.
Oh yeah, of course. Still an extraordinary success despite being weary.
Yeah, I spent one hope, but you know, I wanted to be cool.
Alright, and
Herobrine! Charge through the snow off the rocks and then
describe it?
Bane rushes up. I'm assuming Herobrine just fell off his horse, so as the
Yeah,
orcs
he
trying
didn't.
to run up,
He's just fallen off.
to-
It's into the snow, but
as the orcs running up to go take advantage, Bane rushes up, kind of half leaps over Herobrine and brings his axe into the orc's abdomen. Sickening crunch.
and down he goes. He just goes to the ridge because it slopes up there slightly. Okay. Hogar. Dun, 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 dun. Can he run up? What's his strength?
He's got a
6.
He's got a mad Bane's number now.
He can make it up. Oops, it's still that one. Now he's got his axe. Which... What? Oh, there we go. Foundry. Which is fell and grievous. Oh, not to be outdone.
Ouch.
And a piercing blow at that, too. I'll make the protection roll, but I think he's already dead anyway. He is.
He protected enough to have the sword driven by the axe into his chest.
I'm gonna say he knocked him off the edge. Boom. Boom. Psh. Slides down to here. Okay. And let's see. I marked them as forward stance, but actual fact, I'll let them go ranged. Theodomir is going to stay ranged, and so therefore, the rest of the one will stay ranged, and he's going to attack this goblin. Quit. All right. He's got +2 with everyone. Pierces him right in the chest. Rolls right between the two of you. And at Hogar's feet, the elves, they're going to attack this orc soldier. I'll let Narnia lead on this one. Wow, even with the +3. Oh, because you didn't get any bonus successes. That's what it was. Okay. That's alright. Whoops, wrong one. Thought I had the orc selected. Bloodied up. Okay, that is... That round is now time for the enemy.
The Baron?
Who?
Baronal?
Oh, he's in... I marked him as forward stance, but I ended up changing my mind to let him view, because I put him in groups to speed things up. So he contributed to the bonus that Theodomir did when he shot that goblin. So we have 2 orcs and a goblin left, so this orc charges up towards Hogar. Strikes or swings with his scimitar. He has a +1 because Hogar is in forward stance. And ends up damaging Hogar a little bit. This goblin archer takes aim at Bane. His Herobrand is a little bit low at the moment. Attacks. Why do you keep getting hit? But doesn't penetrate, so there's no chance of the poison. And then this orc soldier, is going to come running down and attack Herobrand.
Right.
Who is... You said you crawled up. Did you come to a stand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Oh, heavy blow. 6 damage. And this is now the top of the round. You have 3 left. There's an orc on you, Herobrand, and an orc on Hogar, then a goblin in the distance. Change your stances if you're going to. You're not able to target.
I'm trouble. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna try and kill this guy. I was gonna say kill him, but I don't know. I've been unlucky lately. So
Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at
I need
your
to pray.
fortune.
No, I need to pray to Bhima or something and try and get some do some penance here.
There we go. Payback.
All right.
Okay, describe it.
I just I've come up. He comes running down, and I kind of sidestep, and then slice into him as he's sort of going past me, so it knocks him down off the hill
Okay.
and cleave into his side and his rib cage, and then kind of just shake my sword free of his blood.
Okay. Bane.
Well, I'll let Hogar get his kill.
Oh, okay.
And I'll rush and try to cleave this goblin in two.
All right, then you go ahead, and I'll get set up with Hogar.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god. I'm just rolling for Hogar, and I'll take care of the...
Well,
Not
Hogar.
today. Oh, he's missed. He's not very pleased with that. Oh, and you've got your axe. Ooh, yes. And that means...
I honestly forgot because I might have doubled even the guy hit in the abdomen.
Yeah. Which direction does he go flying?
I'm going to say this way.
So, into the air, a big arc, poof, right in front of Narniel, and goes resting there. Hogar is missed. Can... No, that's within range for Theodomir. The woodmen come in. Take out this
Probably
orc.
also the elf.
Yeah, they probably can as well, but I'll let the woodmen go first. Oh, yes. So first the damage, and then the protection. Nope. And that pierce right to the neck. And that ends the combat. And
High
Hairbrand,
pass
go ahead.
dangerous. I said the high pass is growing dangerous as of late.
Hairbrand, you hear from this one a gurgling still, just
The one right in front of me here,
yeah,
on the edge. This guy.
yeah. No, down here.
Oh, this guy. Okay. Right. Walk over. You shouldn't have attacked us.
And he's struggling to laugh, but he's bleeding out, clearly, but we have a new king.
What's his name? So I know his name before we kill him.
You won't. He watches.
He watches what? The pass?
Yes. And he chokes out at that point.
He's done.
Yeah.
Well, boys, there's a new king apparently of these folk here, who's vermin.
Well, the others did say there was a new great goblin.
And
Being
he watches.
yeah.
So I look up and I look around and I said, "My name is Harabrand of Dale."
In case you're wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming these guys look similar to the other.
I'm
goblin.
right here.
Sorry, Jacob. Looks similar to.
I'm assuming they're wearing the same getup as the other Goblin Town
Oh
people.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're definitely goblins from under the mountain.
Wonderful. I'm gonna go retrieve my axe from the orc's chest and make sure these guys don't have any instructions on their dirty bodies.
Oh yes,
Their dirty.
dirty, bloody, snowy
Yeah.
bodies. Yes, you do not find anything like that at all. Just some battered old orc scimitars, and then, well, the spears they launched, but
And the goblin, and they're all wearing the Goblin Town t-shirts,
mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
jerseys. Yeah.
Definitely.
Go all the way down the slope, pry my axe from an orc's chest, come back up. Obviously the battle might have made it a little harder. Can we tell from what direction these orcs came from? Obviously they were waiting in ambush, but
Yeah.
Maybe it
So,
tracks.
you
Or
can.
tracks.
Let's do a what's the roll for that? Hunting roll, or an explorer roll might do, but of all of them, Harebrand's got a really decent hunting.
Yeah, he's way better hunting than mine. I'm gonna be an explorer roll, so
Yep.
Can you roll a single? No, won't work. Well, wait, roll a single die, because the snow is going to reveal tracks a lot better. I forgot to give you a bonus.
Roll an extra die. Okay.
Yeah, down on your macro, you should have a dice roller,
Oh,
just
yeah.
a single success die, not a
Single
feat
success,
die.
0 feet. Okay.
You only need one more point anyway. You got 2, so that's going to make you pass. You're able to see tracks that lead up to the northeast. So right along this ridge,
Uh-huh.
they came
Keep
down.
following.
They came down from that way,
Okay.
and the farther you go, the more they become obscure, because there is some light snowfall that's kind of obscuring them. And eventually you get to where you don't see where they go at all, and
How far is that? A couple hundred yards, maybe?
you get about 300 yards.
Okay. Do I see anything from there? Or are there any, like, I
No.
don't see, like, a cave or
No,
something? Or
no, nothing obvious at all at that point. Now, and you would have. You're a traveler. You would have heard. It wouldn't be likely if there was like a secret entrance or whatever. Like, you know that they are known to have such things.
Mhm.
It wouldn't stand out to you as obvious.
Yeah.
And anything that is often a trap.
Mhm.
And you don't see any
More or
quote
less
unquote
the same kind of
traps.
terrain.
So you suspect likely they might have been trekking, might have been a patrol, and maybe are a little bit far from an entrance.
Mhm.
And that was the last roll I was going to make you make to get through the Misty Mountains.
Okay.
And oh yes, well, we'll deal with that when you get down, when you get to Rivendell, because there's more fatigue points, and then I need you to make a travel roll to see if you get rid of them, and then you got horses. But we'll do that when you get there. Meanwhile, back in the Hidden Valley. So, Ungamondil, Daron, Wanderer, and Gandalf having been ambushed by orcs and coming upon an encampment of a couple of trolls. Both battles quite serious, actually. And were close calls for at least some of you. Especially Diron. At least the orc ambush. You managed to make your way. Oh, you've already moved. Oh, it's already been moved in your fellowship token. You managed to make your way across the river. Across the Bruinen. And into a land that you know well. Now for Ungamondil and Diron, you get a feeling of warmth and comfort despite the winter. And Wanderer, despite your many trips here, it never fails. When you cross the Bruinen, you feel a tingling sensation over your skin. A sensation that it indicates to you that you're in the realm of the elves, a magical land. And the weather is not as bad here, not as cold. The snowfall coming down from above doesn't stick, other than a light dusting on like some leaves, maybe some rock outcroppings, but for the ground it actually is quite warm and it melts upon contact. And you all ride in. Just getting some tokens so that you can... Oh, stop. Oh, it's because I'm all the way down. Gotcha. You guys are on the western path coming in. And don't forget Gandalf. Location audio. Whoops, I need to fix that. It's making a shadow on the stable building.
Turn on the snowfall sound.
They don't have one, actually. Such a subtle sound, though. And you come into the courtyard. After a harrowing time on the road, you're back home safe. Gandalf has... You can tell thoughts are on his mind. Thinking about something. Maybe a slight bit of concern. Hard to tell there. And you are greeted. Where's your token? There it is. Lendir is up on the front porch and makes his way down. and he can see. Do any of you still have any wounds? Have you fully healed? I can't remember.
I don't think any of us got any wounds. I'm fully healed.
No one got a wound. I knew that,
Same.
but I mean, as far as being battered, no, I think you guys are all at full.
Yeah, I
We're
think we
looking
all did a
okay.
prolonged rest, and I passed around the mirror board too.
Oh, of course.
Who did you say was running up to us? Is it?
Lindir, the steward. He's if you recall, so he's been a long time ally of Elrond, and is more depressed than most elves. But he's also a luthier. Callum, you would know this. And he doesn't often jam, but occasionally, when he does, he plays very well. But, Callum, don't you have a musical instrument? I thought you took something like that. Oh yes, you have a flute. So you would know something about his ability, but... And Linter looks amongst you for... Mithrandir. And he bows his head towards Gandalf. And he looks to all of you. Maya Govanen, how was your journey?
Oh, very tiring. Encountered a couple of stone trolls and other things along the way. We're a little
There are many
battered,
perils
but
on. There are many perils on the path.
But you have survived unscathed. A fate I'm sure you did not leave your enemy. Well, let's get you settled. At some point, I need to make more tokens of NPCs, but focused on maps. But nearby are elves that work the stables, and they come and hold on to your horses as you dismount and lead the horses off to the stables. And Lindir beckons to you all. Come inside. Come and be warm.
I would retire to my quarters. I am in need of a bath. I will join you in the Hall of Fire later.
At some point we need to determine where you elves live. Alright, let me go
Live in this tree right here.
I don't see where you moved your token. Where the hell are you?
Yeah, you'll have to zoom out.
I am zoomed out. Oh, way over there. Just, there's not a tree house or anything. It's just a tree. All right, I will put your tokens on a new map one I've been working on. or the same spot on a new map. And I take it you're not actually going to the tree.
What do you mean? Right now?
Yeah.
Oh. I would think just we'd take some time to clean ourselves and then
Yeah,
meet
of
back
course,
up.
of course, of course. All right.
If I can go through the wall, will it show the top down on now?
No, I didn't. I don't know if you saw my things, but I have to do a different map for the interior because it made it all pixelated and blurry.
Oh, that was what you were talking about.
Yeah, unfortunately. It would have been great to just go into it. I think, and I haven't got a chance to code it, but I think I may be able to have you jump from the grounds map into the interior, but I need to investigate that part. I will make available another map. Don and Jacob, if you don't want to have any spoilers until you get there, you can just not click on it in the navigation, but it's up to you. You're going to see it eventually anyway. And you should see a map called the House of Elrond, ground and second floor. Callum, I use the American terms for it. So second floor is actually the third story. And you find in the center over here is the doors.
I can't go through the wall.
You gotta open the door.
Callum, are you able to move your token?
Forgot you can do all this with Foundry.
Yeah, give it a sec.
Now, Wanderer, where you're at, that's the entry hall. Now, I put a spinny effect on the eldritch lights that the elves have. Not that you see those beams spinning like that. But
I love the pillar look. That's so cool.
yeah, it moves with you. But those lights, they're hard to describe what they look like. So I made them kind of trippy so that just to indicate that's what they are. But the red light is coming from a lantern that hangs above. That's a gift from the dwarves of Moria from quite some time ago. And the panes of the lamp are red. And it's infused with the magic of the dwarves. But it gives the whole appearance of the entry hall as appearing as underground. And if you go to the stairs, it'll automatically teleport you to the second floor. Or back down again.
Wanderer, hail.
She's running by you. See ya.
Like,
Later.
all right, I'm gonna go hang out with Elleray.
Yeah, sorry I took the liberty of putting her in there. She's in there with Arwen and Elrohir and Eladan. Again, like I said, I need to make more tokens. There's other elves in there and there's singing going on.
Can you make it so we can see the names of the NPC elves when
Have
we
I
hover
not?
over them?
Oh.
Only Arwen.
I wonder. Hold on. Ah. Yes. Okay, there's L right here. I made these tokens early on. Before we decided we wanted that. There you go. Now they're visible. So, Callum, you don't know, there's an actual door. It's by where Linda is. And they're actually left open, so you could walk through, but you have to walk through where the door is. And then you have the ability to close doors and open them, of course.
Linder also does not have his little name.
Ah, thank you for that. No. Do let me know for any other tokens you run into. And I will set them as we go. All right. Technically, there are some guest rooms on the second floor. But where you actually stay, Rondra, we need to determine that at some point. But we don't have to talk about it right now.
Yeah, I would imagine I'm there often enough. They would have had some like semi-permanent kind of place for me. I do leave stuff there after all.
Yeah, I'm sure. You're not just, a one-time visitor. You're a sometimes resident.
Yeah.
And, know what building that's in, we need to determine. But anyway, it's not that relevant right now. But basically, you guys are chilling out. And from your battle, from your journey and battle, and I need, because I haven't done any fatigue for you guys, so I need all three of you to make a travel roll. Straight up travel roll, nothing special. Callum?
Yeah, sorry.
Is your computer still slow for you? Sorry, just saw a message. Oh. Callum just messaged me saying things crashed. Can you hear me, Callum? Still shows you as in game.
And he's still showing on Discord too.
Poor guy. could always share the map and roll for him, just let him direct. For both Wanderer and Angamandil, you gain 2 fatigues. Your mounts took out some of it.
I got my idea. It's always weary.
Just one tired person. Oh dear, kill him. I'm messaging outside of Discord.
He just dropped off.
Oh wait, he's replying back on Discord. Or texting me anyway. Okay, he's having to restart his computer. I'm going to jump to Bane and Herobrand while I wait for him to reboot. I thought those settings would help a great deal. I'll have to try to think of another solution for him. Alright, Bane and Herobrand. So, at long last, very long last, I told you it was going to happen. You come to the edge of the Hidden Valley.
Gonna have to move to make room for 10 individuals.
Yeah, dear me. So we have Baranold, Theodemir, Willikar. We have almost grabbed Thranduil. the Elven King himself has joined you. And where'd you go? Dorier. There he is. And last but not least, Hogar. All right. I think I've got you all there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. All right. And although you were quite cold traveling through the mountains, obviously, but It is much warmer once you get here. And, oops. I can group move you all. Although you do hover across the land when you do so. And you eventually come into the courtyard. Coming down the stairs is Lindir. A couple of elves.
Well met, my lord.
Maya Govanen, Melon. It has been some time.
It has.
Indeed.
But your coming has been known to us. Elrond had heard it on the wind. But not how you fared. And no indication that you'd be coming with company. How goes your travels?
Overall,
It went-
quite well.
A few orc and goblin parties on the way, but other than that, quite well.
And now a few less orc and goblin parties.
A subtle smile comes across his face.
But it is cold up in those mountains.
For you, maybe, in Vanlands.
Well, we have warmth here.
Smile and nod. It's good to see you again.
And you, my friend. Laskalin and Narniel, I know.
Yes, we should
And-
introduce our friends.
And Hogar, of course, I know. Welcome back. But I have not met you two from the Woodland Realm. Nor you three. From the Anduin Vale.
Yes. That is Doro here and Meneloth of the Woodland Realm, and Willikar, Theodemir, and Baranold of the Woodmen of the Woodmen.
And he looks at them and there Sualanon. Come. We shall tend to your mounts and see that you are fed and your bones warmed. Many are gathered in the Hall of Fire. Your companion Angamandil is there. And
We shall have to eat.
where Wanderer went, I have no idea.
I'm in the Hall of Fire too.
Speaking with Elleray, but don't make me roleplay both of them.
Yeah, well, I have to do it.
On an off note, is it map specific, the tokens? Because Lindir also has a no name out here.
Oh dear.
That shouldn't be the case.
Well, I changed it. Oh, you know what I did? I changed it from.
You didn't do his prototype. Yeah.
No, I didn't do it as prototype, and that means all the rest of them that I just changed, I'll have to do it again. I'll get around to it as you guys. Role play.
Also, damn Ron hiding there on the forge.
Oh, of course. Yeah. He's way over there. I've changed that for him. Anyway. Lindir goes inside. And oh dear, can't move all the tokens over to the other map. I'll get them in. There you go, Hairbrand. Bringing in all the NPCs into the Hall of Fire. And
The door noise, yeah.
you've made it to the kitchens, Bane, and now the pantry.
Yeah. I was just
see where your focus is. We could leave the doors open so we don't have to hear that all the time, but they updated the door in version 11, or the door programming. All right. I'm going to roll 4 column. That is the worst he could have rolled. An Eye of Sauron and 2 1s. Wow.
Oh, sorry, Gandalf. Didn't know you were there.
Yeah, that's his bedroom. Even has his hat. All right.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Who the heck is that?
Where?
I'm just on the second floor. I'm exploring. I was
It's
like,
all
let me
right.
see.
I'll change these tokens so you can see who they are.
Well, I know Glorfindel and Elrond.
Yeah, the other one is Aristor.
Ah, okay.
I don't think I've had his token out before, but he's been around since the beginning of the campaign.
Yeah, I know he's existed. I just haven't seen.
Anyway. Okay. Would want to gather together. There are other elves in here. Because I don't think Callum's gonna make it back. Something's happening at his home
Uh-oh.
right now. But out of respect for him, I won't say anything on the recording.
Herobrand, you've returned. Where is Bane?
He's running around a little to the north of us.
Yes. I am here.
The
I find
restrooms
it-
are that way, Bane.
I find this chair quite comfortable. So, how have you been?
I've been well, though not without incident.
Same with us. We met up with some orcs and goblins and some spiders in the forest. But we're all here.
Foes abound.
Indeed.
So you bring lots of new companions as well.
That's true. That's true. We've brought some new allies. Met a few different people. We have some others engaged. East of the mountains, helping there. They say there's a new king, goblin king, in the mountains.
Perhaps that is where we should head next.
I don't know.
How have you recruited all of these fine warriors? What have you told them?
Well, we entreated with our lords, and then King Thranduil, and then Bjorn, and then the Woodmen, and then
Ingemar Axebreaker
yeah,
of the Woodmen, and just noted how we're much stronger together than if we fight the foe apart. And they agreed.
It is quite a full Yule you have had.
Yes.
Had you any time for rest and respite?
A bit.
Well, you're here now. You may finish out the winter in Rivendell.
that is appreciated.
It is a good place to spend a winter's night.
Agam Mendel might also notice that Bane has some new armor and a new axe. Very
I just
shiny.
come over and I like thump on it. Some fine ale, my friend. Though I think elven craftsmanship might be a little keener.
Fight.
Aye, but they have no material so well, and he kind of taps his mithril.
That is true. Perhaps I might make myself a suit of armor as fine as yours one day. How are your smithing abilities?
Well, that's not my expertise, so to speak. More using the axe than fortunate.
Well, we can't all be as well-rounded as an elf would.
No. Don't have my ears. But who knows? In time, you may have more protection. As if the score isn't enough.
Well, they are not needed here in Rivendell. Where shall we take them? I look around at all these new faces around the fire.
That is what we came here for council. Not to mention there are many foes with this new great goblin. Radgul still in Mount Graham. Mormog still out and about. Somewhere. Not to mention a great spider in the in Mirkwood and rumblings in Dol Guldur.
We also learned the trolls we encountered were on their way to some gathering.
Another one. Interesting.
The shadow encroaches on all sides.
It does indeed.
Herbrand, would you train swords with me? I could use the practice.
Yes, let's warm our bones for a bit, and then we can do that. It would be an honor.
I nod excitedly.
I wonder how the little folk fare.
Yes, where's Fulvus?
Yes, I met Fulvus before leaving Bree. He's decided to stay in the Shire with his people. So he will no longer be joining us on our quest.
Ah,
I hope
a shame. Though his folk will have great use with him,
Indeed.
and he many a story to tell.
I hope they stay safe.
Yes, as always, the Rangers will keep an eye on the Shire.
And some of the elves begin singing now over on the western side of the room. Now this room itself, it's actually 3 stories tall. So the voices echo. The fire in the center, there is is it called a flue? A chimney sort of flue. It does come down from the roof, but it doesn't come all the way down to the fire itself, obviously. But being that it is of the elves, the smoke always goes where it's supposed to.
It's sort of like one of those fans over a cooktop, right?
Yeah.
Comes down our way.
Yeah.
But there's 2 stories up. Yeah.
Yeah. But you all feel quite at peace. And, Herbrand and Bane, I need you guys to make travel rolls. I forgot to do that.
Okay. Just straight up travel, or do you want me to do like hunting? What do you want me to do?
Oh, just straight up travel. This is to see if you can, your travel skills allows you to eliminate some of your fatigue.
Probably not.
No.
I shall attempt it.
And your horse will help. Let's see what vigor rating your horse has.
Does my item come into effect here? I just figured I'd ask before.
What item is it? I forget.
Oh.
The sunstone that helps me guide in my travels.
Yes, we'll allow it.
Alright. Oh, that's right. I'm still weary.
Yeah.
Unless that changed, but
Yeah, that won't have changed.
I forgot about my ways.
You forgot about what?
The Ways of the Wild talent. I can spend a hope and get a magical success on travel.
Ah.
Oh well, too late.
It's all right. Remember for next time. That's a new ability of yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta conserve hope anyways right now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's something that Unicorn and I were discussing, that things are getting tougher and you're burning through hope quickly. You might have to make some choices as to what you actually spend your hope points on. All right, so Bane and Herobrand. So I didn't. There were 2 fatigue points I gave you whilst you're on journey, but there was more that happened going across the mountains. I just didn't ask you to add them at the time. So you both have a total of 5. I think you had 2 before, now you have 5.
5. Okay.
Fatigue.
Yeah. Let's see. Size. 5.
Which is quite generous on my part because I didn't count anything from before you got to the mountains.
Okay.
Although you did have a good rest at House of Bayorn. But... All right. And I will, for all of you, just being here, being back together with the Fellowship, all of you at last, and being here in Rivendell, I will allow all of you to gain 1 hope point back. So there's at least something. And go ahead and do a short rest. And this time, you can decide if you want to spend your fellowship points right now. Do you want to... Let me make a moral report. There you go.
Agamandil definitely needs some.
Because when you do your short rest, you can choose to take some fellowship points, though. I think that opportunity is passed for you, Unicorn, although we can add it manually if we choose. We normally do this at the end, but I didn't know if you guys want to do it now.
I've got 4. I'm all right.
The rest of you want to do a short rest, or you want to figure out what you want to decide, take your points first?
How do you guys want to divvy it up? Agamandil, you could use a couple at least, right?
Yeah, I'd say at least 3.
Yeah.
Get him
What do we have? 7 total to...
6. 6 to divvy.
I thought I'd gone up by 1.
Well, if you do, then a Bane Wanderer, then we're all at 7,
No,
and with
6.
1 to spare.
1 to Hairbrand.
You want to do that?
Because that'll
Okay.
put everybody
Ran
at...
at
I
10.
take 1, and you guys... Everyone takes 1 except Agamandil takes 3. Does that sound good? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, Daron doesn't get me.
No, he's
Right.
fine. 7 out of 10. He's the highest ratio out of all of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do that. Okay.
Well, we need to spend at least 2 days in Rivendell to get rid of this fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a day per fatigue point.
Yeah.
So that's...
Bane and Harold need 5.
Well, I imagine we would at least spend 2 days because we got to give all our reports and make a plan. What are we going to do?
In the books, they're always there for a long time. When they're...
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to sit by the fire and enjoy myself a Rivendell mist. Peppermint schnapps, cream de cacao, and some light cream.
All right.
I'll make you. I'll show you how to make one.
I shall never call it a grasshopper again. It's now a Rivendell myth.
The fellowship sheet has only shown 2 fellowship points that have been spent for the regaining of hope. One of you would have ticked that. Happened automatically. I didn't do it. One of you would have ticked
I
that
took
in your.
mine. I took mine and the rest. I put my 1 and the rest.
I did as well.
Okay.
Agamandil wouldn't have because he did his rest before.
Okay. So how many? So we're down to 1 fellowship point. Is that right? So you guys were saying.
No, we should have used them all. Me, Bane, and Harebrand would each take them 1.
Okay. That leaves
And
3.
Agamandil 3.
Oh, Agamandil's took 3. Okay. Got it. All right. Just want to make sure I got everything up to date here. Okay. I'm going to narrate a little bit unless there's things you guys want to talk about amongst you.
Okay.
All right. The following day, by the way, rooms were assigned to you guys, and a hot bath. The following day, the 3 Bjornings arrive.
I mean, we got a prolonged rest, by the way.
Oh yes, of course, a prolonged rest. You need to go ahead and do that. You're right.
For those who need it.
And subtract 1 fatigue point.
Bane took some beatings in the mountain. It's always up, but
Anyway, the Bjornings. Let's see. They are extremely uncomfortable with these sort of surroundings. This is basically the One Ring's version of a barbarian.
Yeah.
Although they really have some cool abilities. I would consider playing a Bjorning if I was a player. Woodman has some cool abilities too, to be honest. But they don't socialize a whole hell of a lot. But so you have Arnulf, Hathis, and Marikar. Marikar being the older. Hathis is a bit more merry and joins in with. Doesn't really know the songs so much, but he does join in with the merriment and does laugh a bit. Arnulf is very stern look on his face, very down to business, and not sure what he thinks about this type of singing. Marikar is older, but in all the social interactions, he's very slow to open up. You can tell he's kind of trying to weigh you up as to, what sort of stuff are you made of and whether he can trust you or not. But he does eventually open up over time.
Well, I go over to Lindir and ask, by chance, do you have any mead?
Of course. It is of a vintage.
Yeah, could I have a cup of that? Thank you. So I bring it over, it's honey-based. These Bjorn.
Oh, there you go. Clever, clever, clever. You take the whole
Here,
bottle.
my friend, try this. It might remind you of home a bit.
What is this? Oh,
Drink.
mead.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are very discerning with our mead. And which one did you give it to?
The one who was the most, the one you said was most like standoffish.
Oh yeah, Arnulf. He takes a big sip, gulp. Ah. Takes a few more drinks.
It's a different world here with the elves, isn't it, my friend?
The flavor is more delicate, but it is sweet nonetheless. I would take a bottle back to Beorn if I would be permitted.
I'm sure we can arrange something. Go warm yourself by the fire, my friend. The elves know how to do things right. Fancy a bit, but they do it right.
And despite his somewhat judgmental attitude about it, you overhear him later speaking to Marikar and Hathis favorably about the mead. And you can tell he's not dismissing the mead that Beorn makes, but he comments that he felt warmer inside as he drank it. So he says, it almost seems otherworldly. On the next day, so remove another fatigue point.
Okay. Fatigue.
The next day there's what's the word? Words I'm thinking are not quite. There's quite excitement. There's some arrivals to Rivendell come into the courtyard. And I don't have tokens for them. But all of them anyway. Again, I've got to catch up with my tokens, but who arrives is some that you have met before. I'm just checking to see if I've made their tokens to where you can identify them. Nope. Changing those now. There's Belar the dwarf from the Eredluin. Who for some reason is glowing.
He carries a torch into the hall.
Everywhere, he's always carrying a torch. Why did I do this with it? Hold on. There we go. Turn it off. There was a token that I had, I believe, that allowed you to pick up a torch, but it doesn't work with later versions. Sorry, a module I had that allowed you to adjust it, but it doesn't work with this version of Foundry. Anyway, Bella arrives, and Adoras and hold on, getting to all of them. Adoras, you won't be able to read his name. Hold on. Let me do that again. There's Aedoras, and then there is Gilriath, the hunter. And they've just... I'll get them all out. And one of the little folk, Rudigar. Rudigar Took. Though his token is quite big. Let's change that. There we go. And with him, and this is what I don't have tokens for. Apologies. Is another dwarf from the Air Louis. And he is known as Onar. I mean, Bane, you could tell that he's from the Eredluin just from how he's dressed and clan markings and that sort of thing. But, and let's see. Now, Bane and Harobrand, you would know any of this, but the rest of you know that Belar and his party, Gilriath and Aedoras, who is from Rivendell, and Rudigar had been, well, Wanderer, you know this in particular, actually. Actually, it may be only you that know this. That these four Gandalf left in the Ered Luin to try to gain allies. Gandalf had to rush off, and he left them to finish the negotiations. Now we are beginning to have a full house. And we've come up to the halfway point, so I wonder if you guys want to take a break before we went any further.
Sure. Let's...
Well, while we arrange the 17 companions in here.
Yeah. All right, I managed to get a token for Onar on the break. I'm putting there north of, just above Gilriath. Okay. So, further narration. There's no new surprised or no new visitors arriving for the next couple of days. For this duration, Gandalf has been mostly not around. He's here, but not with you. He's mostly been in discussions with Elrond up in the library. And the thought is to let the weariness of your travels leave you and to be fully rested up. So any remaining fatigue, let's go ahead and remove that from, I guess it's just Bane and Harabrand, but and you guys should, if you haven't clicked a prolonged rest, you should do, because you'll be completely healed up of all lowered endurance. Now, I did promise you guys to do a mini fellowship phase to let you spend some points. Although you don't have a ton of them, but you have a few. And I thought I'd let you guys do that briefly before we continued on with the roleplay, if you wanted to.
Yes.
And I know what Unicorn wants to spend his points on.
I'm just taking swords to 6. I'm not gonna do anything else till then.
Until all experience,
Never.
all adventure points from here on out will be spent on swords until they are 6.
It's gonna take me 40 sessions, but I'll have sword 6.
I'm gonna work on my stealth because apparently I suck at that. Let's see. Skill points for combat and adventure for...
No, skill points are just for skills. Adventure points are for all your combat proficiencies.
Okay.
And your valor and wisdom.
Valor and wisdom. Okay. Adventure.
Oh, there's your poem. I was like looking for a handout for it. I thought.
Oh, no.
I throw that in the songs.
Thanks.
Oh, wait. You wrote it here. It's going to get a +1 to cheer people up on a journey.
Okay.
I'll add that to the songs while you guys finish off.
Where is that? Okay. Yes.
Are we going to do the hope recovery or no for this fellowship?
Oh dear.
Because you get the amount equal to heart.
Since it's a mini fellowship, why don't we do half your heart?
Okay. Round up or down?
Round up.
Okay.
Should have
Hope
specified
equal
that.
heart. Well, mine's an even number anyway, so.
That's not bad.
Going back to normal.
I'm just putting the song in, then I'll fix up.
That was nice. Okay. I'm not spending any of my points. Everything I want to go up is going to 4.
I went to hit Alt in one of my skills, and then everyone's name showed all at once, which is a lot for this room.
I just upped my awareness by 1.
Same.
What?
Same.
You did the same thing?
Yeah, because I was between 2 things, but I was like, awareness might be more useful. Plus, more feasible for me to hit with 13 than the other numbers I have to hit. Plus, for how battle hardened, at least I imagine Bane is, he should be more aware of his surroundings. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So that type of song, what do they call it? A lay song or travel? Is it?
Travel song, I guess, right?
There's 3 names. There's a song of victory, going by the core rules, and for the life of me, I cannot remember where it's at.
It's like travel, battle, and
I think it's travel. It's just kind of makes you feel better, kind of moving around.
All right.
It's not the kind of thing I'm going to sing to Elrond or something.
No, he would look at you like, what on earth are you doing? What are you talking about? How is that
Right.
relevant right now? Alright. That's been added to the songs, and
a hard-fought decision in terms of what to spend my adventure points on.
oh, you're still deciding.
Well, because remember, I was stuck between Axes 4,
Oh, yes.
Virtue, or upping potential 2 magic items. But I think I have decided. And I've decided to help the group. Not that all those wouldn't help the group, but the thing that would help the group the most, I imagine.
Which one is that one?
Sworn Allegiance. Which will up me to 4 on Wisdom.
How many points did you have?
I had quite a lot of adventure points built up. I had 27.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah, it is very useful when you don't have to multi-branch into different weapons. I'm not gonna lie. As having a throwing axe and an axe, I really no other weapon I need.
True. Wow. Uh-oh. No, it's a wisdom of 4, so it's not valor of 4. Sorry, I was going to have to raise your eye
No,
awareness.
Yep, I up wisdom. Aware. Valor would be nice, but it would only get me my. Not that magical items upgraded wouldn't be nice, but I was like, you know what? That's just gonna help me. And while Bane does like to help himself sometimes, he'll help his friends first. So I chose Sworn Allegiance, which means I get to choose a second Fellowship focus.
Uh-oh.
And also, whenever an enemy attacks one of my Fellowship focuses, I gain a dice on attack rolls against them for the remainder of the combat.
Wow. That's actually quite powerful.
It's a shame one of you isn't a dwarf, though.
Oh, yeah, just reading that. Fellowship rating go up by 1, then you get 1 more hope point you guys could distribute. Oh, wow.
Shame you guys aren't a dwarf, but you know, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So who's your other Fellowship focus going to be?
Well, I've only met Daron once, which is right now, so it's not going to be him, unfortunately.
Yeah,
It's
of
either
course
being
not.
Agamemnon or Wanderer. I just feel like probably more people are going to aim at Agamemnon just because he's on the front lines with me. That's just my process of elimination in my head. But if you guys think differently, feel free to pitch in. I'm open to ideas. I'm not picky about it.
No, I can see that. Plus, if you did that, then there'd be an elf, a dwarf, and a human as traveling companions. Straight out of the books.
And hey, Agamemnon is my Fellowship focus, so there's your ranger.
Agamemnon. Alright, so put Agamemnon. So congratulations, Agamemnon. You get another one, and this one comes with some benefits.
It's, like you said, we're like shoulder to shoulder half the time we're together in
Yeah.
combat.
Yeah. And now also you get, well, I mean, any Fellowship focus you get an extra D for assisting in, and also +1 hope per gain for resting at the end of the session with your Fellowship focus. The only question I have is, does that stack? Questions.
Oh dear.
Like if I rest with Herobrine and Agamemnon, do I get 2 hope?
I don't believe that is discussed in the rules anywhere. Let me... Hold on. Let's... First protocol is... Yeah, well, there you go. This is one that I took from first edition. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I don't want to take up game time with a debate on it. I mean, not that we're debating, but I mean, with me thinking about it. Yeah, that benefit of gaining hope if you're resting with your Fellowship focus, that would be for you. Is the object of your focus, do they get a +1?
I think anyone, because that's just anyone Fellowship focus gets a +1 for regaining rest. So like if me or Harebrand rest together because we're both each other's Fellowship focus, we both get 1 on that.
Yeah, but I meant
exchange.
if you're not
equal,
Agamemnon's Fellowship focus,
then he unfortunately I don't think gets 1.
yeah, that's right.
But I would get 1.
He wouldn't do. Yeah, you would. But I need to figure out if it stacks. There are other rules to where things do stack, but I don't know about that one. I'll have to check on that one. Okay. Now, you're all done with your advancing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, to carry on with the narration before we.
Did Agamemnon ever give Herberbrand the whistle?
No.
Not yet.
No, I assume he's waiting for post council.
Opportune time.
Yes. So, anyway, knowing that there's a number of guests and they're there for a reason, they have been gathered and summoned, and persuaded in many cases. Actually, in all cases. A council is planned. As there is much to discuss. As you suspected that there would be. I'm just debating about where it would be. Although normally on the porch, but I'd love to use the library because it's cool. But there's a lot of people in the library. A lot of people on the porch too, for that matter. We'll do it on the porch because I can just drag tokens over from where they're already at. Other than Elrond, who I have to bring his down. And Gandalf's.
And Gluckindale. And Aristor.
Elrond, there you are. Actually, Elrond sits under the tree. Alright, there's not enough chairs for everyone, so some will be standing. But you players will get one. So go ahead and pick. Doesn't matter really, but...
Commander would definitely stand.
Right, let's see. Wanderer, stand back by the fire. Wanderer, I guess you'd sit. Let's see. Aristor is his chief advisor, so he will join. Okay, I think I got everyone out there now. Okay, so I thought I'd do something a little different with the council rules, because the council rules are set up as if you're trying to persuade, someone to do something or to gain a favor. Generally, something like that. In this case, there's no persuading needed. Everyone's in alignment as to what needs to be done, that something needs to be done, but not exactly what, or at least the details of which. So it's more of for role-play purposes. However, what I still wanted to do was if you look at the tab on the screen journal for council rules, where's my mouse? Oh, there it is.
Council structure?
Yeah. So there's not the first row, which is introduction. We don't really need that one so much, but the interaction. There's the 4 skills off to the right. So 5 skills, sorry. Enhearten, Insight, Persuade, Riddle, and Song. I'd rather this be more role-playing, but if there's something you're saying that fits under one of those skills, I would have you go ahead and roll it, which would indicate just how much it might influence, the NPCs to join in or to see your side of things. So a little bit more of a looser way of doing it than the rules is written. And each of you has encountered different bits of knowledge, much of which you've shared with each other in the days leading up to this in the Hall of Fire and about. But this will be a place to where it is all the knowledge that has been gained is laid on the table. So that's the way I kind of want to run this. And we have just over an hour. We'll see what we gain from that. Okay. So, as is his usual, although the lights don't indicate that, but this is scheduled for the first thing of early in the morning. Actually, quite early. And you all assemble on the east porch. You've been fed, and you're well rested, and you're completely over your fatigue and weariness. And as people gather, Gandalf is silent, and he looks out. You can see him scanning, looking at everybody here. And Elrond is quiet. Almost uncomfortably long. And then he speaks. We gather here once again. And not in glad tidings. For the enemy is in movement. Not much we have discussed, and what we fear the enemy is up to. But each of us have gained more knowledge of what we feel is the best course of action, and knowledge of the enemy's movements. If we do not act, then I fear the enemy will be successful in their actions. And the time has come to make a decision. So here and now, before this council, is the time to lay out what knowledge you have gained. And with that, he settles back down into his chair and he looks around at all of you. I forgot to say, yes, he welcomes all the visitors. And welcomes back Bane and Herobrand.
Nod my head.
Yeah, mine.
I would hear from you two, to begin with. Before the Yule, we discussed that you would take the knowledge of what happened here in Eriador back to your lands and gain counsel from your kings.
We did. And Dane supports this, though, and also King Bard supports this. However, Rovanian is also beset by many foes loyal to themselves or the enemy that prevent full support.
The good folk of Middle-earth are beset on many sides by the shadow. And so each folk has to look to themselves as well as aid each other. So these good folk here have come to join our fight on this side of the mountains while their comrades protect their homesteads in the east from the ravages of the enemy.
Elrond
It is less than we.
Sorry, go ahead.
It is less than we hoped for, but more than we could expect.
Though all here are not all that were pledged.
Indeed.
There's still. This is where I have to find the notes. Dane pledges 100 dwarves, battle-ready dwarves of Erebor, along with scouting with Raven and Dwarf on Mount Gundabad and Gram. And he's sending envoys to all of our folk and allies nearby to potentially sway them. He's also increased security for the caravans to the south and has potentially provided us with a way into Mount Gram. Though it is not an easy way.
And my lord, Bard has pledged 30 stout men of Dale to aid our endeavors, as well as, again, protecting the caravans, the trade routes, the borders of the East. So we are
Now-
not without allies, and we have goodwill with all these folk.
And not only our kings pledged support, many of the folk that we brought here, their lords and elders, have also pledged in what way they can. We first visited Thranduil, King Thranduil of the Woodland Realm, and he is beset by spawn of Ungoliant, a great spider of Tower.
And we went to Rodsgobel as well, and sought counsel there.
Yes, though that was at the end of our turn.
You saw Gandalf sort of sits up when he hears that. Just sort of rises up a few inches, just his head.
But yes, we started our journey to Thranduil, and he pledged safe passage through his realm and any volunteers who wish to go combat the enemy. And he also pledged to help and we helped to secure his borders. Our old friend Beliganor also is gathering support among his folk, though they are beset by spiders and are occupied with that, and why they cannot lend full support as of yet. Then we went and visited Bjorn.
My, you were busy.
And in his home, he provided what support he could and also provided us with information. Excuse me while I scroll through my notes.
And then with the woodman.
Yes. Bjorn. That's where we met, where he sent with us these three fine fellows, Arnulf, Hathas, and Marakar. And he also provided safe passage through his lands and travel. And he also gave us rumors of a new great goblin, and a growing boldness of them raiding from the north, which we experienced firsthand near the end of our journey, traveling through the High Pass. But first, before that, we traveled south to the Woodmen, which is where we met our other new allies here. No,
They nod.
introduce Baranald, Theodemir, and Willikar. We met with their council and their great elder, Ingomar Axebreaker. And they are also beset by the spiders, but even more so, they say Dol Guldur stirs once more. So not quite as badly as before, but still stirs. Apparently not quite done with occupancy.
You also saw Gandalf move when you said that. And a look is exchanged between him and Elrond. And Elrond, he says to you, when we last parted, you were going to speak to your respective kingdoms, but it seems you have spoken to all of Ravanian.
I laugh.
Above and
It does seem
beyond.
that. It does seem
We kind of chuckle, and at least Bane goes, "Well, you said to gather allies.
Yeah.
We merely got a head start."
no point in retracing our steps.
And he turns to the Bjornings and the Woodmen and the Elves of the Woodland Realm. It is with honor that I welcome you to this house. And we are honored by your gift of aid in our time of need. Indeed, the free peoples of this land must stand together, as we have done many times before. But this besiegement on all sides, advances of the enemy, it is disturbing to say the least. And Towler has been seen, which I have heard.
My lord, if goblins so brazenly attack travelers on the high pass, perhaps that should be our first focus. We must maintain ways between all of these kingdoms.
And Gandalf speaks up. And, as we experience, the East Road is being watched.
Let's not forget the gathering those trolls spoke of. That is very concerning to me. What would they be gathering about?
Elrond speaks. Long before Yule, you infiltrated a gathering and gained knowledge of the enemy's actions. Perhaps more of the same.
Perhaps. Or perhaps even an announcement of the next step of their plans. Since Mormont's focus is there, Radhul to the north, and now these new foes to the east. But if we are to gather our full complement of strength from the east, we need to lessen their problems and foes to help in the west.
It is all a piece. All of a piece. The east, the mountains, Trollshaws, everywhere. Evil is brewing, sends out its tendrils. Hither and yon, we must strike somewhere, and make it count where we strike.
Right now it seems some of the enemy are at odds, as was the foe we slew in Fornost. By killing foes, we might centralize their thoughts and power. We need to think of who we strike. I do not yet know where this new great goblin lies. Radgul and Mormog seem not quite aligned. The powers of Dol Guldur and Towler seem fairly focused.
Rudigar steps forward. 3 of my people are still missing. And I suffer to imagine what fate has befallen them. Surely we must search for them and secure them.
Where were they last seen?
They were in one of the camps or brought to Mount Graham.
Gandalf speaks up. Radgul has a particular hatred of hobbits. And he looks at Rudigar and he bows his head in respect. For it was the hobbits who overthrew their last advance. He's bared a grudge ever since, I fear. If he does not have them working in the camps, I fear he may have had them taken to Mount Graham. And he turns to you,
Wow.
Bane. And you tell us that Dane has provided information on getting into Mount Graham.
Yes, it is an old tale. Almost a rumor, but there are secret ways in at the base of the mountain. Entrances in the narrow crevices at its base on the northwest side, shown by signs of the ring in the moonlight. If it is true, it will be there. But again, nothing is certain with old tales. Nor is that path probably less dangerous. It will still come with the need for secrecy and probably foes to be fought.
Yes, I know the tale. It was once home to a clan of industrious dwarves. Built a mighty fortress and hundreds of tunnels beneath. Lost long ago. Its depths fester with his servants. However, there are dwarves who claim these creatures haven't discovered all the secrets left behind. And there still might be treasures and tunnels forgotten inside.
Aye.
Then it sounds like we should go to Mount Graham.
Though Mount Graham is not the closest threat nearby.
No, but if that's where the little ones are, I feel we should not abandon them to torment and death.
Perhaps not. But we also have to march through all the forces that exist between here and there, which are many if the scouting still confirm this.
What say the wise?
Auron says, that is no easy feat, going into Mount Graham. According to my scouts, the enemy moves. Patrols are many, and as if you have reported on the roads, moving in secrecy is more difficult. The element of surprise may not be a luxury we have. What then happens if we move on force? What does the enemy do? Sending a force to Mount Graham, a large force, would be foolish. And Gandalf speaks up. But a small band, whilst the enemy is distracted elsewhere.
Aye. A small band could get through, especially if there are distractions made in other areas to draw the attention of the enemy. What say you?
Elrond brings out a map and he lays it on the pedestal in the center. Oh, I should have got a token for a little map to put out there. Oops. Before Yule, you bore information of troll camps, or orc slave camps. One of which you dispatched. Some of them, by your account, seem to be smaller and more new, not fully established, and 3 of them perhaps much larger and closer to Mount Graham. Perhaps an assault on the smaller camps to eliminate them and then move en masse towards the larger one would be a distraction needed.
While a small force goes to Mount Graham, infiltrates Mount Graham.
All pathways, there lies danger.
I have found that we live in a time of danger. I smile when I say it and kind of shake my head a little bit.
Gandalf,
sad
oh,
that-
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It's sad that it is so, but we don't have the luxury of living in a time in a time of no danger, if that ever exists. All we have to do is determine what we can do in these dangerous times.
Gandalf says, and if we move en masse, what army do we have? 100 dwarves from Erebor? 30 bowmen from Dale? And at that point, where's he at? Oh, there he is. Onar steps up. And 65 from the Arid Lewin. And he sort of,
I smile.
he has his axe held by right up by the axe head itself, and stamps the haft of it down like a staff on the ground.
So in my count, we have over 200, let's say, stout fellows to make a display of some force. That's a force that they'll have to deal with, at least somehow. It's one they can't totally ignore. And perhaps the enemy's eye will be fixed on this force, especially if we can get a few more. And hopefully the eye will be fixed on them, while a small strike force can infiltrate the fortress and wreak havoc.
Aristor, to the right of Elrond, has been quiet this whole time.
Thank you.
The one thing we do not know. What are the numbers of the enemy? We fought a battle centuries ago and killed many of their number, but not all. Will 200 be enough? Do we send them to their doom?
For my part, I don't think 200 will be enough. But it will be enough that they have to react to it. Our 200 don't have to fight to the last man. They can draw the enemy out. Delaying tactics. Make them chase them down. Whittle away at the edges. There's no way of knowing what the total strength is unless we get into Mount Graham and really find out. At least that's what I think.
Yes, but to risk our whole force for 3 when we do not know more.
It's not just 3, it's for intelligence. It's for...
Yes, but to free up others to have more might be more beneficial.
Would a small band even be strong enough to destroy Mormog and any force he's got with him?
Well, it's Radghoul in Mount Graham, and Radghoul is independent. By killing him, we might just force them to Mormog.
Well, what my understanding was that we would use this force to take one of the camps. Is that correct?
One of the
And that would
lesser
force
ones.
a reaction. One of the camps, or more than one, that would force a reaction. I mean, we have to decide to do something. So.
Well, yes, but do you propose we go in and try to kill Radghoul and save the halflings? Or a scouting mission? What do you propose we are doing in Mount Graham? Exactly.
Well, intelligence gathering and rescuing who knows who's in Mount Graham. There could be hundreds there. I mean, we don't know.
Not to mention we might only have one chance in Mount Graham without assaulting it. Sneaking our way in and not
we won't be able to assault it. I don't think we have enough.
Sneaking into Mount Graham once would be. Sneaking into Mount Graham once is hard enough. So to kill Radghoul would be the most beneficial there.
Well,
however,
sure.
We need to think about the consequences to that.
So what is your suggestion then, Master Dwarf?
The nearest threat would be, obviously, Goblin Town, though I do not wish to venture into the place. But by freeing up our eastern allies, as I said, it would allow more forces to be brought over. So by either securing the pass and perhaps loosening the grip on Thranduil's realm and the Woodmen might prove more beneficial. That is just my thought. Though you are
I
correct.
believe we could take.
I was going to say, though you are correct, hobbits in Mount Graham does not bode well for them.
What were we going to say, Unicorn?
Perhaps we send our army of 200 from camp to camp, finding these smaller camps and eradicating them where they can, just to stir up some trouble for the Shadow in these lands and clear the way for a larger force at a later point while we clear the High Pass.
It would lower the density of forces between Mount Graham within the Ettenmoors, at least, if they were to have to move to their weaker camps. And they will need some time to react.
I feel whether we go to Mount Graham or we go to Goblin Town, either way, we're quite outnumbered. So it's going to have to be a stealth force in either case.
Elrond speaks. I hear your concerns on multiple fronts. Spreading ourselves too thin would not be wise. The Woodland Realm, for now, are able to defend themselves. This gives us some time. And to their aid we must go, when we can. Your map shows smaller camps. And I wonder if we would not be more aligned if, with as much stealth as we can muster, whilst we wait for these dwarven host, and I will match that with 75 archers. If we eliminate these smaller camps, and then come together and move en masse towards the 3 larger ones, the enemy will be looking only at one spot. A small strike force could go in, although not without its own danger.
Going to where, my lord?
Mount Graham.
Yes, I think we have to focus the enemy on one spot. Keep his eyes fixed there while we send a strike force wherever we send it.
I say this out of the lands of Eriador are not as well defended as the Woodland Realm.
Yes.
Its peoples
Dale
are
will
spread
not.
out. You tell me the Bjornings and the Woodmen are fighting the same enemy as the Woodland Realm and the Men of Dale.
Yes.
If we send
agree,
forces that way, then we are vulnerable.
Yeah, they are organized. The Men of Dale, Dwarves of Erebor, the Elves of the Woodland Realm. They have stout defenders. The enemy will not defeat them quickly, if at all. But here, with our isolated farmlands, homesteads, a small town in Bree, an inn here or there, the Shire of the little folk, they're vulnerable. That's what I think, anyway.
Perhaps if we coordinated our efforts in destroying certain camps and eliminating Radghoul, we can then trail the remaining forces of the enemy to wherever Mormog may be hiding.
Well, what say you to this? We, as my lord Elrond said, we gather some forces, strike out at some of these camps, and that's the first step. We do that, and we see what opportunities arise after that. My hunch is it's toward Mount Graham, but things could change in 2 weeks, a month.
Perhaps.
By the way,
first thing is to do something to hit these camps and hit them hard.
Angamondio, when you said that as a plan, I didn't want to interrupt the other players, but
No.
Hogard just belted out, "Yes!" when you talked about taking it to Mormog. And then he looked around like a little bit shy, like, oh, and kind of bows his head a bit.
So, what say you all? Shall we work on these camps and then see what opportunity arises?
That would
And prepare
probably
for a
be-
strike force somewhere once
That would
the enemy responds.
that would probably be our best course of action. It is close enough where scouts could be sent to keep an eye on Goblin Town enough, especially to make sure the passes are clear for any forces that will have to go over the mountains.
Elrond speaks up. I will send several archers to watch the pass from this side, and you say the Bjornings are watching from the other side. That gives us
Yes.
eyes on both sides.
And well, I guess it was Wanderer's group, but and did we hear how big this gathering of trolls again once was? Is it the same number as last time?
Wanderer?
Sorry, I was muted. What was the question? I forgot now.
How many trolls did you guys find that were
Okay.
going to
right.
be gathered? Did you have an idea?
Oh, they didn't say. At least not that I recall.
They did
Because
not.
how many roughly was it last time when we were there? Just so
50.
Okay.
I mean, 50 trolls is 50 trolls, but a force of 200 to 250 could take the fight to Mormog. That's also a threat.
And how many orcs?
True.
Gandalf. But you say more allies may come. The ones you reported are just the initial offering.
It is either worth scouting that meeting again, or maybe even worth marching on him for if we take Mormog out. That's another threat gone. Although, again, 50 trolls is 50 trolls, but potential more orcs.
You
Plus he is
also
on this side.
recall, Wanderer, you recall, and I think Unicorn, you weren't at the session, but Angamandel would recall, and Diron would recall, that they also mentioned that there were, along the way, there were villages of commoners ripe for eating. That it was something that was
yeah.
promised to them as an enticement to come.
Which is why Wander, of course, wanted to get rid of those trolls. Can't be eating people.
Gandalf says, if we are careful and move with as much stealth as we can. Now, what we encountered on the East Road, though formidable, we did dispatch them. Moving on these smaller camps sounds to be the first order of our business.
Okay.
And from there we analyze.
So I'm gonna blow my horn a little bit because that's an unheartened thing. It helps with that. And I'm gonna say I would be happy to have these trolls feast on my sword, Urug Dagnir. Let them feast well.
And my axe.
Aye.
They must know. It's time they know fear.
Yeah.
Not these small homesteads and little villages that they would feast on. No. Let them feast on this.
If I recall, Elodin and Elver here were scouting Mormoggen up there, right? In the troll shows.
Yes,
Do
they
they
were.
have any insight
Um,
as to?
they're not present for this meeting, but Elrond did mention that the enemy is in movement.
Okay.
And so if you're asking that specifically, my sons reported that your blow to Mormog did set him back and catch him by surprise. As far as we know, from what we can see, he gathers his forces together. That his goals are unjaded. However, they are delayed. So your efforts were not in vain. In fact, without them, we would not fully know of the enemy's plans.
He still dwells in the Broadcleave, and that's where they gather.
He has moved about. We fear that he may have moved to the closest of the larger camps to the Broadcleave.
Okay, so basically they're saying this one.
I should pop to that map to see what you're looking at. Do you guys remember why we have a blue line through this one?
I think it was just different colors that we couldn't draw.
We'd never had that problem before.
Like, I mean, this one, I guess we need to kind of show the destroyed camp at the same time. This is just
Yes, well,
here.
that one is definitely destroyed. But
I
I think you'd sent a scout out to that other one.
yeah, I think we sent
Yeah, one
scouts
of
out.
Hairburn's birds. Right?
Yeah,
Didn't we sent the bird and it caught up with us?
yes. And this is the camp. It is believed that Mormog has moved towards. Whether he is still there or is making his rounds,
Yeah.
we do not know.
So the most easterly camp. Okay.
I'll delete this drawing once I make it because it's really crap.
I mean, that's also the question. If we're to go to Mount Graham, what's the way we want to go?
But if we eliminate these three camps,
I vote for By Eagle, but
if these three camps are eliminated, that destroys the forward front of the enemy. Our presence would be known then. And we move on force. Come on the drawing tool. To the central camp.
Oh.
Drawing in this camp and this camp to a large force. If we do so, does that not free a passageway this way?
I think so. We're talking over 250 in our force, probably.
That is not a small
perfect.
number. And we
No.
may have more.
Right. I agree. Who knows? Saving some of these farmsteads and villages, we might be able to recruit a few people from them.
Perhaps. We know Corbin is still here. If there is a need to retreat to a place.
Yes.
A base
But
of
that's it.
operations.
5 here, 5 there. All of a sudden, we have 50.
Mm-hmm.
And in these times, a force of 300 or so is quite a formidable force. It's something you can't ignore.
Onar steps up to the map. 2 weeks after I departed, the force from the Ered Luin set out. Their plan is to cross the River Lune, skirt across the southern edge of the North Moors, just south of Anuminus and Fornost, and come up between the Weather Hills and Fornost, where they hope to meet us with further direction.
Well then.
That gives us time.
Mm-hmm.
And it will take time to have those who volunteered in Rovanian to march here. And then there.
Gandalf. There we go. And if we are successful, we defeat the enemies in battle. We defeat Rodgul. We find these missing hobbits. We defeat Mormog. Still, we are not at rest. Our eyes must then turn towards Rovanian. Aid has been given. Aid needs must be returned. A dark omen, I fear. The darkness grows within Dol Guldur. As I have learned from Elrond, the Lady of the Wood fears the same.
Fan's got the impression of, sorry, who? As no one has introduced this character.
Oh yes, would you have not? You would not know of Galadriel then?
No,
I guess
think-
there would be
I think
no
Her-
interaction whatsoever, would there have been?
No, and then Herbrand and Bane just came over. They saw Arwen come back, and she talked about it, but we have not interacted at all. So we're like, sorry, who?
Oh yes. You are not aware of the fair Lady Galadriel.
No.
Dwells within Lorien.
Oh, that haunted wood now.
It does have that reputation, but it is a realm of the elves. A realm that is protected by elven magic and has lasted the ages.
Do they also provide forces with which to help?
is not normally their way. They're an older culture. A culture that has seen battle and is weary from it. Yet the lady provides aids in other ways. She has passed on her wisdom to Elrond. But our matters are before us. The matters that we need to take care of first are on our doorstep. And we mustn't delay. We must divide our forces amongst these 3 camps. This is Elrond. Of those that are here, for the forces you mentioned are some time away. I have my company of archers, and all of you. But who then shall be the strike force that ascends on Mount Graham? Who
I
shall make
volunteer
up?
my sword.
We have one for
Our
that
company
fellowship.
makes the most sense.
I have a score to settle with Radgul and an oath to my king. I shall go. Plus, no one else will be able to read the Dwarvish runes to find the way in. I kind of chuckle a little bit.
You can count on me.
Hogars, and you're not going without me. I can only assume, but Daron, I shall join you.
This is the will of the council. Dale will see it done.
God. Nothing behind it.
Yeah,
Lunar's probably going to roll at his dwarves. I don't know what the other group's doing. As in Bellard, Gilbriath, and them. But
Bellar will head out to meet with the dwarves of the Arid Luin, his countrymen. And Aedoras and Gilriath and Rudigar are part of his party.
gotcha.
Plus for
I know the
Rudigar,
Ranger guard the borders, but will they assist in this effort?
that remains to be seen.
Yeah. So we are kind of, at least this area, they are kind of right in that. And that's where we met with Talendil. So
Ah, yes. That will take care of the western camp.
it would make sense for the easternmost to attack the easternmost. At least in my mind.
Yes, but if your team is going to be heading north towards Mount Graham, perhaps you should be part of the team that attacks the central camp. And if the forces are then drawn this way, then you have a path up.
Yes, I agree. I was merely stating because the plan was to attack these three, right?
Yes.
So the westernmost is getting attacked by these guys. I was saying it might take them a while, but the easternmost forces that are coming over the mountains attack the easternmost one, and then, the rest attack the center, and then we do our thing. Unless we're using the one giant force to wipe these three out and then going.
I think that would tip our hand if we moved in such forces so early.
Yeah, so that's what I figured that's the way it was being split, was the dwarves and maybe some rangers from this way. Rovanian people come up and attack the east one, and then I guess the rest
Do we
of us
have time to wait for them? I have archers
'cause how-
plenty.
Oh, well, he had 50 archers, because 50 archers plus... Yeah.
Elrond offered 75, actually.
Oh, I thought it was 65. All right, I'll rewrite.
No, 65 dwarves.
I was Eredluin.
Yeah.
So I thought he'd match it with 65 archers, he said. So 75.
No, you had to one up them. We're talking about elves and dwarves here.
All right, so 75 archers. Yeah, so they could take one, if not two, of the camps, I suppose. Then the remainder of us go towards the center. Or I guess, the elves go, because I don't know how many we need for each camp, per se. But I mean, if we did bring a cadre with us, they could probably attack the center camp alone. Yeah, that works.
But with a strike force of 6, if you get into trouble in Mount Graham, your numbers are few. But traveling with many more, and then you're not so subtle.
Is there any more who can go with us? Let's see. I always found 9 to be a magical number for this.
Well, we had Hogar, so we're at least 7,
That's 6. He makes number 6.
right? Because, sorry, I was looking at our fellowship number, but it's our fellowship plus 1 is our fellowship, I believe.
Oh, wait a minute. Am I wrong? Oh, yeah, of course. Your fellowship number is, it's +1 because of Elrond being your patron. Laskalin and Narniel. If you have need of a bow, we will join you.
We would welcome it. Now, if only we had Fulvis to pick locks.
To sneak about. And now I wish he could still be with us.
There's really no one that we have for that, is there?
No, there is not. Although, as far as being sneaky, oh my
unless
god.
Unless we bring Rudigar with us, but...
Wander
I think he's going with
is
the other.
probably, despite the fact that she spent her points on that, she's probably now the sneakiest of you.
Oh, well, that's good.
Even though she doesn't think so.
Oh, it's better than my, what, I have 2 in there?
Yeah.
2 with having to hit a 16.
Plus Fulvis's ring.
Oh, did he give her his ring?
No.
Oh.
I meant if he were with you.
Oh,
Besides, I think he had that skill favored. And like 3 points in it, and his ring.
Yeah. He was quite stealthy.
He was indeed. However, no matter how stealthy one of you may be, if one member of the company is not, stealth.
Yes.
Good pointing fingers.
We've gotten better. You also have 2 stealth, right, Airbrand? You're getting there.
Oh, I'm stealthy as all get out. Hold on. Yeah.
I have 2 rank points in it. That's
Stealth.
what I
I
got.
have. I have one. Yeah, I'll roll my feet die and one
Oh,
other
you
die,
still,
and it's my number to hit is 18. Close.
oh, jeez. You still only have 1 dice in it? Oh, no.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get another dice in it coming up in a little bit. Maybe after we kill something, I'll dash back to Rivendell to learn stealth skills.
Well,
Maybe you just carry me in, and I don't have to
I
do
couldn't
anything.
probably carry you. I am slightly stealthier than you. Only slightly.
Well, what's your number to hit too? I mean,
Mine's 16.
16.
My high.
And how
my high
many dice do you have in it?
2.
Oh, you're a lot better than me. I have to
Yeah.
hit an 18 with 1 dice.
Well, my highest number to hit is heart. My heart's 17. So like, it's amazing I can hit my travel roll so well
No, I'm
half the
full of
time
heart.
because I have like nothing else in there.
I got nothing but heart.
Yeah, I have the least amount of skills I have is in here. I can kind of get away with wits. Heart is like pretty hard, except
I
for
have so
travel.
much heart. I wrote another song, but yeah. So what's there? 6 of us? We're saying.
well, plus the
What?
2 elves want to come.
Lascalan and Narniel have volunteered to join you.
Okay. All right. Well,
That brings your company to 8.
the 8.
And
The Magnificent 8.
the Bjornings still want to scout, right? Because that was their whole thing. I don't know
Well,
if
they've been mostly quiet listening to all of this. And they realize, because they were sent to figure out what's going on.
Are we the fateful 8?
I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
And unless the Woodmen want to come, but I know the Woodmen want to find their brother/friend. So, by the way, we would have been asking for rumors for them. I feel bad.
Earmark.
They're not just tagging along. We are trying to help them a little bit.
So, do you share with everyone that's what they're looking for?
Yeah, their brother, Dearmark.
Yeah.
Cousin, whatever.
Have you heard of this folk? Have you heard of this person?
Oh yeah.
No one here has, but
Yeah.
that might be a question for Wanderer to pass on to the Rangers, perhaps?
Yeah.
Yes.
It seems to me sort of like the question when I say I'm from Connecticut. Oh, do you know? Yeah. Yeah. There's. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I didn't ask
You
him
from
first.
London? Oh, do you know? Yeah, Tony Blair. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I do feel kind of bad that they've been following us around, and that's their whole mission. And they're like, huh. So,
Well, they got to get over the mountains, didn't they?
Yeah, but it was also, I mean, they had a secondary motive, is why. So they're also here to help, but
Yeah.
they're also hoping to find him or his family, him and his family. And if they're going to interact with a number of people in your endeavors, then there's a lot of people for them to find out from, but hopefully the Rangers will know something.
yeah. And the Bjornings are just being Bjornings, so I guess they'll decide what to do.
And their decision, although jumping ahead, this comes the next day. is that 2 will stay and aid in your efforts, and 1 will report back to Beorn.
Gotcha.
And the 2 that are staying are Arnulf and Hathis.
Okay.
Marikar will journey back. And he can handle himself. He says, insists. All right, but that's the next day. All right, so to finish off this council, because it's also time to stop here in a second. Well, time to stop now, actually, but let's just wrap this up. Elrond. So we are all in agreement. My elves will assault the easternmost camp, while Angamandil, Bane, Herobrand, Daron, Wanderer, and your company will take out the central camp. And the western camp will be taken out by the dwarves of the Ered Luin and Belar and his company. And perhaps you woodmen and Beornians would join them as well. And he looks at the woodmen. From that area you may learn more about the whereabouts of your fellow man. For there you will find the rangers. And by then, our hopes are that our forces will be mustered. The reinforcements from Ravanian will arrive, and we will assault the central large camp, drawing out the enemy. Providing the smaller fellowship its opportunity to move in without the enemy's knowledge. Are we all in agreement with this? There'll be
Yes.
no shortage of danger and no certainty of success.
What are we waiting for?
I was hoping you'd say that. So be it. And Gandalf, let's see if you guys... Oh, you guys are almost all together. Bane is off a little bit distant.
I tried to situation myself with the dwarves, and then everyone looked over.
If you will have me, I will join you in Mount Graham.
It would be an honor.
I don't.
I fear you will meet great dangers.
Well, they'll be in plenty danger themselves.
And Gandalf, despite having a lot of concern and worry on his face, Suddenly his face changes to a smile, and but you can tell there's still worry behind those eyes. Well then. We are agreed. And he turns to Elrond and bows his head. And Elrond says the council is adjourned. We'll make our plans for departure in the coming days. Until then, rest and eat. And a bit of song. And we'll stop there.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
Oh, yes.
The band is back together.
I told you.
The boys are back in town.
Let me dish out some experience.
Now we go hunting.
Let's hunt some orc.
Yeah, that's right. Yes!
Here we go. I moved on my macros. Let's see.
So is this kind of what we were thinking?
Yes.
And that's still a little close to the western camp, but roughly.
Well, the hopes are that they will be drawn out towards the central camp, or at least a lot of their number.
Yeah. No, we can always fix that with giving it a little bit wider berth, but basically that.
Yeah.
Which will add to some time, but
I mean, unless we wanted to weave in between the two camps, but that has its own threats.
you should all have experience points now. And adventure points. It should have worked.
Wonderful.
Can only assume. What I will do is just going to produce a journey document like we did before to keep track of it all, but it's a journey document that's split into 3. Well, not for you guys anyway. I guess I focus just on the players. Yes. And we will be doing full journey rules then instead of smoothing over them.
Gotcha.
Oh my god, I need 6 sessions before I can spend more adventure points.
6.
I need... So I get 3 a session. I'm at 10, so I need another, need another 4 sessions, and then I'm able to upgrade again. That, at least.
$26 for 4 to 5. Crazy.
And then I get to decide whether I want to do axes or magic weapons.
Or, oh no, it's true, it'd be the same.
And you entered these, you said, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it should have done it. The coding should have done it automatically. It always has. I assume it's worked.
Yeah,
Yes.
it looks like it worked. Yeah.
Let me